Hello everyone and welcome back to Football Manager 2017 and this European Journeyman series with the England national team. Now this is the last episode we're going to have with the England national team. Either we go out of the World Cup and are forced to resign, or we win the World Cup and resign on a high. Either way, I've decided that this little fun journey with England will be coming to an end after leading them to the World Cup semi-finals. I would love to see England in a World Cup semi-final, so this is the ideal situation. There'll be two games today. There will be the semi-final and then either the final or that third place playoff. At this point, I really want to make that final because we've done so well to get so far, but the team is absolutely destroyed and there's no getting around that. The last couple of matches have completely exhausted the squad. We've done well recently, beating Russia on penalties and then Switzerland 3-0 in the quarter-final, but the team took a blow in that game and we're going to have to play a real makeshift defence, even a player carrying an injury in Dave Marston. The rest of the team made up of Ben Woodburn up front, who technically is supposed to be our best player in this position, even though Rashford has been our go-to man for now. Rashford is actually going to start on the right-hand side, which means that we can leave Cameron Holland on the bench until we need him later in the game. Joe Page, Dele Alli and Lewis Cook are all in the middle, all fit. Marco Hatfield also fit at left back, but Simon Evans, Dave Marston and Kevin Davies all quite tired. Jack Butland is fine in goal. Now I will be bringing on Andy Clark and Cameron Holland probably at half time, but I want to save some of our better players till the end of the game rather than all get knackered right at the beginning and our team fall apart towards the end. So that's my theory behind this tactic. I've got no idea if it's going to work. I mean, getting to this stage of any international tournament is just destroying on team fitness, and there's nothing you can do to stop it either, other than rotate the squad. There's no training, as far as I can tell, for these teams, so you're kind of stuck with what you've got. When you get to the squad, like, there's nothing there whatsoever. The team is just shot. So we're going to go into this game against Italy. It's going to be live commed, and we're going to see if we can make the World Cup final. Oh, here we are at that World Cup semi-final. I'm just shaking my opposite numbers hand there. I do like these little graphics, but I don't like to use them all the time. But for a World Cup semi-final, you have to let the graphics run. Here come the two teams walking out in Canada, ready to kick off the biggest game in England football for quite some time. Just waiting for the game to kick off now. I do expect us to lose this match. I'll put it out there now. I think Italy, they just can't be as tired as we are, surely. But here we come with Page. He's tackled Dele Alli onto Woodburn, though. Is there an early chance for us? Woodburn's in on goal. He's got a man to the far side, but it's cleared out by Rugani. Rashford picks it up, but the highlight comes to an end. I don't know if there's a way of figuring out how tired the Italian players are. I mean, we've just picked up an injury. There is a way to figure that out, but first we need to deal with this injury to Joe Page. He's going to be out for the semi-final, possibly for the competition, so we're going to put Clark in there. I think we'll leave them the way that they were and see if our captain, coming on as a substitute a bit earlier than I thought, can make the difference. Let's get back to seeing if we can get the Italian stats up. Italy formation, body language maybe. I think if we have a look at the body language, nothing there. Formation, not what we're interested in. There's not a lot in that formation. Italy stats, there we go. Now we can see, you can see why are they so much fitter than I am. There must be a reason for it. But here's Butland sending the ball out to Marston. He then sends it over. Rashford inside to Andy Clark. He can maybe put one over the top here for a fit Simon Thompson, but that's a big tackle there. Annunziata with the tackle. Here's Quadrini. Out wide to Berardi, who's kept the ball. Clark wins it back. Here's Carter. Over the top for Woodburn. Rugani with a big interception. Dele Alli tries to pick it up but loses the ball. Here's Berardi. Over the top. Cut out by Evans. I'm not sure which way his highlight's going, but here's Woodburn in the area, steps inside, still going Woodburn, and he's found the top corner. We've got the lead over Italy just 12 minutes in, and I know it sounds silly, but when the team is as tired as it is, we are going to have to go defensive. I'm also going to just change the instructions a bit. We're going to sit slightly deeper, play a normal tempo. We're not going to waste time just yet. We're going to stop playing the offside trap as well, which is only going to hurt us, and we're going to take off tighter marking as well. And for the moment, let's try and retain possession. I think that will do for now. Let's see if that makes a difference. I just want to step back a bit and recuperate, but I don't like there's an instant highlight after those changes. Here we come with Italy. Lewis Cook has the ball, sends it back to Butland. Now Marston, out wide to Rashford. He's got one man through the middle ahead of him. And he's given the ball away there pointlessly. Big tackle from Lewis Cook though. Now Dele Alli, out wide to Marcus Rashford, cutting inside again. And he's lost the ball again. Maybe Rashford needs to come off. He is tired. Cook doing such a good job in midfield. Here's Clark, forward to Woodburn. Turns the Italian defender. He's in on goal again, but Donnarumma with a big save. And Donnarumma is going to be very tough to beat today. There is no doubt about that. But at the moment, we're still in control of possession. That's the main thing. We just need to keep the team going. Here's a corner from Fashina. Into the middle. Butland with a good take. We are in control of this game at the moment. I'm very impressed. I thought we would drop off quite early on, but that ball is given straight to Italy and it's lumped forward. Marston with a big header. Woodburn has it. Now Dele Alli on the ball. Pushes it out wide to Carter. He's looking to come inside. Is tackled by Annunziato, who's doing a good a job as Lewis Cook at the moment. Cudrini into Disabato. Big tackle. Cudrini's into Fashina though. Mutland with a good stop. Davies sends it out to Carter and we escape a dangerous Italy move. This is going to be very, very tough for us from now. They are really going to come at us and try to get this game in. But we are hanging on. We need to do something about these tired players. Here's Woodburn though in a good position. Ball into Rashford. Edge of the area is Dele Alli. And it's come to Rashford, who touches it home. He's onside as well. We're 2-0 up against Italy in the semi-final. 5 minutes from half-time. 7 shots, 7 on target. That is phenomenal stuff. We're going to have to make at least one change at half-time. Dave Marston needs to come off. He is absolutely shattered and carrying an injury. So I think I'm going to put Luke Shaw in there rather than Niall Douglas, because Luke Shaw... or do I want Niall Douglas in there? No, it needs to be Luke Shaw, I think. It's not ideal, but it's what we're going to have to do. The left back playing at centre-back. It's just where our team is. Now, here we go. Castellano is in there for Italy, looking to change things, but Davies with a good interception. Butland looking to bring it forward. Finds Evans. Here we go. That team looks quite familiar at the moment. Castellano in there, Romagnoli in there, Rugani in there, all familiar from our time. Donnarumma as well, familiar from our time in Napoli. But at the moment we are still hanging on. Here's a free kick from Davies. He sends it towards the back post. Shaw's in there, but Donnarumma comes out to claim. We need to be careful. 1 goal for Italy and this could all change. Ball sent forward, cut out by Davies. Rashford can't get there. Asamoah over the top for Fashina. These were the balls in behind I wanted to avoid. It's sent in and it's hit the post. We get away with that one. There's always going to be a tight angle to score from. But you never know in this game. Just got half an hour left to see out now. I'm not sure whether to make another substitution. I might shore up the defence again by taking off Simon Evans for Niall Douglas, because that's an extra 23% of fitness. And hopefully that will see the defence through for the next 25 minutes. That is all that is left now, with a 2-goal lead, but we know that things can change quickly. Here we go, 20 minutes left, 15 minutes left. Are we going to do this? Are we going to make the World Cup final? This would be fantastic. Here's a corner from Fashina into the middle, headed away. That's what we want. Nobody up there though. Dix is being pressurised, but Fashina tackled by Dele Alli. Ball forward to Woodburn, who might be fitter than the Italian defence. He's taken it down the left and is tackled by Beanie. Dix back to Rugani. Carter cuts it out. Here's Dele Alli. We've got 2 players forward of him, and he finds Clark, our captain, who loses it to Beanie again. You can see how tired the team is. Cook with a big tackle. Carter into Clark. Can he find that pass? He finds Woodburn, who turns the defender. He's in on goal again, Woodburn, but straight at Donnarumma. He could have killed this game for us with that effort. But still we go. Just a few minutes left. This is sensational stuff. I'm not changing anything about the team. It looks like that tactical change we made definitely worked, and it is going to see the team into the World Cup final, which I cannot believe. Rashford on the ball. Back to Dele Alli. Now Cook. Just a few seconds away. Dele Alli on the ball. Rashford again. Dele Alli. Clark. There it is. 2-0. We are into the World Cup final. A fantastic win over Italy. Absolutely incredible stuff. We've managed to make the World Cup final. Can you believe it? With the team as tired as it was, we've gone all the way to the final, and the team should be a lot more rested for that final as well. Absolutely sensational stuff. Now we need to find out who we're going to be playing in that final. Only 40 days until we kick off the Leverkusen pre-season as well, and I haven't even actually set up the friendly, so it could be closer than that for all I know. But at the moment, as things stand, we're going to the World Cup final. I can't believe we managed to do it. Who will we be facing? I know that Belgium are in there, but I can't quite remember who the other team were. There's the injury update. You can see that Marston out for another day, but John Stone's out for 2 weeks, Page out for the rest of the tournament as well. I need to do my list for the upcoming season, so I will join you once we find out who we're playing in the World Cup final. Well, as you can see, Portugal beat Belgium 2-1, so it won't be a repeat of our group stage match, but it will be a huge match with Portugal, another country that we have managed in the past. And if we have a look at their senior squad, and you can see there, £73 million, Silvinho Jorge, definitely the danger man, an attacking midfielder. But they've got Ruben Neves, Costinhas, Zé Gomes is in there, our former player, Renato Sanchez still there, Horta, another of our former players, Pereira, I think another one of our players, Pedro Pereira currently at Monaco, Bernardo Silva in there. This is going to be a very difficult team, Guedes, Semedo, oh, that is going to be tough. It looks like they're struggling for good keepers, though, which might do us a favour. Certainly easier than our last game. But that is going to be a very tough final. Hopefully, that extra day's rest that we've had on them will do us a huge advantage and leave the team a bit fitter than theirs. But it is going to be very, very tough. So here it is, 60 years after England last appeared in a World Cup final. We are there again. It's the final against Portugal, the 12th of July 2026 in Montreal in Canada. The team is in a much better position than it was at the start of the semi-final, but it's still a terrible position to be in for such a big final. We do have some fitter players on the bench, although not very much and not enough to kick out the first team. This is the first time I'm going to put out the strongest 11 in quite some time. Simon Thompson impressed me against Italy, so he is going to start again up front, which means that Marcus Rashford is sitting on the bench. He's not quite fit enough to play anyway, but we do have a fully fit Harry Kane on the bench. James Carter is continuing on the left flank, but Cameron Holland was rested in the last game, which is vital for us, and he will be on the right-hand side. Carter and Holland are two best players in this competition so far. Andy Clark, not fully fit. He played more than I would have liked against Italy, but he was a crucial player for us. He's joined by a fresh Robert Terrace, who is just as good as Andy Clark in midfield. Lewis Cook, fit enough to start in defence midfield. The defence looks a lot better than it has for a while. Luke Shaw, Simon Evans, Dave Marston and Kevin Davies in the back four. Worth noting, we've only conceded 2 goals in this World Cup, and both came in our opening game. We've had 5 clean sheets in a row in the World Cup. One more and we will probably take the World Cup back to its home nation, England. Jack Butland is going to be in goal, as he has throughout this competition. I am very, very nervous ahead of this game. You can see Simon Evans not fully fit and Simon Thompson not had a lot of match practice. But hopefully they will be able to do the job for us against this Portuguese team. Portugal, one of the stronger sides in this competition, no doubt about that. They've done well to get to the final, and it is going to be really, really tough for us today, because I think they're almost certainly going to be fitter than we are, because the game just hates player-managed teams. I suppose maybe the AI managers use take a breather a bit more than we do. We are the favourites for this World Cup final, though, which is something to consider, but they have the top scorer, although he is not playing. Andre Silva not playing. He's on the bench. He must be tired. But Bernardo Silva in there, our former players, Zé Gomes, Horta, Pereira, all our former players sitting in this team. The likes of Semedo in there as well. It's going to be so tough for us, but I think that we can do it. We are going to tell the team to pick up where they left off last time. They react well to that. We try and get a little bit of top up in there if we can, but it doesn't really make any difference. And here they go. Here are the teams lining up for the World Cup final. England versus Portugal. Let's hope it doesn't go to penalties with our history against them. I'm very excited for this game. This is definitely the biggest game of this series, and it's such an unexpected game to be the biggest game as well, the World Cup final. But we have kicked off, Portugal kicking off, which means we get the second half, which may be useful, may not be useful. I don't think it really matters. But here we are. We've already fouled a Portuguese player. Davies being called over. and he gets the first yellow card of the World Cup final. It only took him 7 minutes, but we're getting stuck in, and hopefully we'll be able to push on from here. Portugal are having the better of the game at the moment, though. 3 shots. There we go with 2 more for us. So all level on shots. We've now had an extra one, but Portugal with the 1 on target at this point, and they have the possession as well. Lewis Cook already on a yellow card. I wouldn't put it past him to get sent off in the World Cup final. Half an hour gone now and no highlights. Not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's certainly a bad thing that we haven't had a shot on target, and I can see Simon Thompson coming off at half time. If that continues, I'd like to get Rashford on in the second half, and I think it's going to happen at half time. 6 shots, none on target is not good enough, and that leaves us really exposed. So off comes Simon Thompson and on goes Marcus Rashford. I'm not going to give the team talk because I think I don't have anything I can say to them at this point. I'm probably just going to wind some players up. I know that could be a mistake, but I just want them to go out there and keep playing like they have been, because I think with Rashford up front, playing like we did in the first half, we will get a couple of goals in this second half. Still got 2 more substitutions to make, but here's a free kick from Clark, sent into the middle, foul in there surely. Matthias Pereira with the foul. We've got a penalty in the World Cup final. We're surely going to miss it. England at penalties on such a big stage. Who's going to take it for us? I think it should be Andy Clark who takes it, and it is. It's captain on the penalty, and it's saved. You knew it was going to be saved. You just knew it. England in the World Cup final were always going to miss a penalty. That's such a big opportunity. How much is that going to cost us? It was the captain who stepped up and he's missed the target. That is not good enough on such a big stage. He is the best player in our team, there's no doubt about that, but he was also very tired, which may have had an effect, I don't know, but we've been so on top in the second half. We need to make it count. Here they come with a free kick. It's Renato Sanchez. Inside to Horta. We know how dangerous he is, but he's given the ball away. Now it's Clark. Can he make up for that mistake? He keeps the ball. Terrace out to Carter in a good position. Rashford's in the middle if he can find him. Instead, he loses the ball. Bernardo Silva back to Jorge. Ruben Neves all the way back to Costa. Ball punted forward. But there's Clark again picking up the ball. Now Marston. Forward to Terrace. Out wide towards Holland. Who's that header going to? Poor ball to him. And badly dealt with as well. Jorge on the ball. Finds Sanchez. Into Jorge, ball over the top. Zé Gomez, we know how dangerous he can be, and he's hit the post. I thought that was absolutely going in, and I think given we missed the penalty, that makes us all even on the bad luck charts. We need to get the captain off. He's not having a good game after missing that penalty, and we've got Dele Alli on the bench, who can certainly do a job, bring a bit of experience into the team. Not sure who the last change will be for. Maybe for one of the wingers, but I might want to keep it just in case we get an injury, because at no point do I want to be playing with 10 men because of injury. I mean, a red card is a red card. But here's a free kick from Bernardo Silva into the middle, and it's headed wide, but Dave Marston has committed a foul. Now Portugal have a penalty. Is this going to be a tale of 2 penalties? Oh, I feel sick. Who's taking it? It's Bernardo Silva, our legend from Monaco, and he scores. And Bernardo Silva, our former player, could be condemning us to World Cup final defeat. Oh, I feel sick, especially after we missed the penalty earlier in this game. What can we do? We've got to make a change. It's got to be Carter coming off. Let's bring Ben Woodburn on. He did score in the last game. Can he do it again this time? 15 minutes of the World Cup final left. What can we do? I think we just have to let the team play and hope that they can do something. The shooting has been terrible today, which doesn't help. But are we going to lose in the World Cup final? Couple of minutes left. It doesn't look like we're going to do it, does it? There, I think that's it. We've lost in the World Cup final. I feel absolutely sick. That's a full-time whistle. And of course, it didn't go to penalties, but penalties decided it. We missed ours. The captain missed the penalty, and then the Portuguese captain, Bernardo Silva, steps up and he scores. Our former superstar from Monaco has cost us a World Cup for England. That is the worst thing to have happened to our football manager, I think. I feel so sick. That's terrible. 1-0 in the final. Bernardo Silva with the penalty. And apparently we've got problems despite making the World Cup final. Team react negatively. they can understand why the team were knocked out in the final. I know it looks like they're going to keep me on, but I'm not sure I want to stay on after that. I think I have to do the honourable thing and resign as England manager after that. So that will be the last thing I do in this episode. We are going to resign as manager of England so that we can focus on our job in Germany. There you go. We've resigned. Eddie Howe touted as the favourite, but Karanka, Bilic and Bruce all mentioned as well. Oh, yeah, I don't really know what to say after that. Hopefully that proves to people that suggests that there was any funny business going on in the way I do my videos. But, I do really regret not winning that. I'm not sure if there was anything we could do. It came down to penalties. The shooting wasn't good enough in the final. I won't rule out going back to the England job in the future. I mean, maybe at the end of this series we can think about the England job again, but for now I want to focus on club football. I always find international management, especially with England, so taxing because it takes so long to build up to that final game, and to lose it all, you don't have another chance to win the World Cup every year. It's every 4 years, and it takes so long to build back up to it. I'd have to wait 4 more seasons for another crack at the World Cup, which is the only competition I really care about in international football. So we're going to focus on club football now for the next 4 to 8 years, and then maybe in 4 or 8 years time, if the job is available, we can consider taking it with England and really building up a good team and morale tactic with the squad so that we might be able to have another crack at the World Cup in the future. But for now, that will be it for our England campaign. We will focus on Leverkusen from now on. That is our goal. We need to try and win the Bundesliga, hopefully next season. The season starts in about a month and a half, so I've still got some time to finish off transfers, get through pre-season, get the team fit, and we can see from there. But that's going to be it for this episode. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed this little England campaign. It was only 5 episodes, but I think there were 5 thoroughly enjoyable ones. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see how we got on at Leverkusen post-England. But until next time, see ya!